ASL Interpreter. I'm an American Sign Language
You was
interpreter.
like all in the White House and stuff?
Earlier, my mom is deaf. I have two deaf aunts and a deaf cousin. I've been an interpreter all my life. Like, you can be yourself. You can be fashionable. You don't have to sign it in a box. You can be expressive. You better wake up and pay attention. I didn't expect to cry doing this.
Now I see you shine as, and I think you call it ASL Interpreter?
Yes, ASL Interpreter. I'm an American Sign Language
You was
interpreter.
like all in the White House and stuff, but you was out there. So tell me all about that.
Yes. So as I mentioned earlier, my mom is deaf. I have three deaf aunts and a deaf cousin. So we all come from a deaf family, and two deaf aunts and a deaf cousin. And so I grew up in sign language, and I grew up in the deaf community. My family is really renowned in the deaf community as educators, administrators, and just all around brilliant, strong Black women. Once I left LA, I came back home, and it's like, now what? And my mom is like, and my aunts are like, you need to go and interpret. I'm like, I don't want to interpret. Because growing up as a coda, as a child of a deaf adult, I've been an interpreter all my life. I used to interpret songs in sign language at 3 and 4 at Gallaudet University, dancing to whatever and just signing whatever they're saying and just dancing. And they just grew up doing it at church at 14 in front of church, interpreting for my family so they could understand what's happening in church. They would put me up there and I would interpret, go to the doctor's office or the drive-through at the McDonald's or the grocery store, or somebody, we out at a festival in DC, and then some random person starts coming up talking to my mom. I have to interpret. So I grew up doing it. So I was not excited to become an interpreter at first. You know what I mean? But I thank God for the talent, because I didn't go to school for it. And I had good people around me. So anywho, they told me to go interpret. So I said, fine, give me the number. So they gave me the contact. So I reached out, went on my first job, and I've just been picking it up ever since. You face a lot of racism in the interpreting field. I'm a certified Black interpreter male, and it's less than 60 of us in the country. And it's over 14,000 certified interpreters, but less than 60 are Black males. So we're very rare. So I walk up into the White House, and they be looking at me like I'm crazy. Not the administration, but the interpreters and the I call them gatekeepers, because they're all white. And I'm the only Black person coming in there. So you come in there dressed, you come in there professional, you come in there confident, and they're looking at you like the gaslighting happens. So you face a lot of obstacles as an interpreter, especially here in DC, one of the most prominent areas for the deaf community. But, you know, like we said, what's for me is for me, what God has blessed me with, and he continues to bless me. That's why I'm so grateful and thankful that I've been able to navigate these spaces, and God just continues to show me new things and present new things to me, and continue to negate the naysayers and those that are not looking out for your good, and just make them suffer and watch you do your thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing the journey. I'm in school now too for my master's. I graduated in May with my master's in interpreting research and practice.
Oh my goodness.
I was at university, so I'm excited for that.
So cool.
Just use all my talents, you know. You said,
oh my gosh, like you just do so much. I'm so inspired. That's so cool. And you're the epitome of using all your gifts. Something else that you mentioned that we didn't all the way talk about is your singing, because you also sing too. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I always liked to sing, but growing up in a deaf family, like they couldn't hear it, you know what I mean? So it wasn't like something I was really encouraged. I would find wherever I could at school, the choir, or my mom took me to the church choir and stuff. I went to school for musical theater, and I started recording a little bit and performing a little bit in LA here in DC, and that was going good. So it's always fun to get back to my roots. I always love song. I always, you know.
Yeah, you just like, oh yeah, I do that too. And I'm like, you're so good at it. And I can't do all
If you wanna be somebody, if you wanna go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention.
Yeah,
praise. Hallelujah. Thank you, God. Okay.
Oh, that sounds so good. Oh my gosh. See why I love him, y'all. See why I love JaRon. Come on. Okay. So, that was good. All right. So are there any other passions that you want to mention?
Yes, I do. I want to get back to the art. So I want to get back to choreography. Georgetown University, they're a community dance company. Yeah. I'm putting up a piece for them, so I'm happy to get back. I'm writing a play right now while I'm in school. So I want to get back into writing a play. I want to get into producing and directing. So I want to be the Debbie Allen of them. You know what I mean? Debbie Allen, where so many, just looking at her, just do everything. And it's like, I want to do that too. Like, I want to do everything. Like a Paul Robeson, just do everything. I want to do everything. Yeah. So I want to tap into that when I have some more time, you know, after graduation.
Well, you know, God's giving you space to just develop on all your gifts. So I can't wait to see this, and I can't wait to see everything come into fruition. And come on, 2023, you know?
Oh, 2023. Yes, I also forgot to mention that on the 28th of December, I performed at the Kennedy Center Honors as one of the pips for the Gladys Knight tribute. So make sure you guys check it out on CBS or Paramount Plus. I think you can watch it on demand there, performing for that. So that was recently, it aired like last week. So I'm still on a high from that. That was intense too. Sent a video audition and got it and had to learn the show in 2 days. So I want to thank Ebony Nichols and Jeremy Green, one of the choreographers down in Atlanta, and Monica Ward, my agent here, and Queen P for setting that up and getting me connected with the Kennedy Center Honors with those choreographers. It was a great experience trying to met
Yes. When y'all see him interpret, like some of them other people be all dry and stuff. And I'm like, oh, thank goodness they got JaRon, because you just bring so much energy. And I think you did some concert. I think it was around like, let's just say around 2020, but you was getting it. Do you remember like a concert or something that you did?
But the Roots Fest, I used to travel and do them all. So I did the Roots, I did something in the water, the Cannabis Festival here in DC with Whisk. I've done a few different concerts in the area, but I love, that's my passion. That's what I grew up doing. I told you I was 3 or 4 years old interpreting the song. So that was like, that's my first love for real. Like, so I love to do the concerts. I love to do the concerts. Like, that's my thing.
Yeah, you know what? I actually even saw you on the news. Weren't you on the news or something? Yeah, they said, look at this interpreter, because you got some energy with it. I said, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Then they got to switch them out, and then the next person was all dry. I said, oh, Lord, you know, let me... this is boring. So, you know, I would be hating a little bit, too, if I was them other interpreters, that the ones that you said, the gatekeepers or whatever. Number one, you came in there looking snatched. You was dressed, and you handsome and stuff. They all, like, frumpy looking, and then you come with the energy and the dancer too. So you know they just go.
So they be mad too. They be looking at you like you crazy. They do though. They do.
Well, they look crazy. So I'm like, y'all need to take some notes. But you know, it is what it is.
But you know, I always like to take, especially new interpreters. I like to take them under my wing and mentor them and show them other ways to interpret. Like, you can be yourself. You can be fashionable. You don't have to sign it in a box. You can be expressive. You can include, you know, Black ASL, not just regular ASL, but include those isms and those nuances that we have in our community, and show that through your body, through your signs. Like, the deaf people can't hear the beat, and some of them can. They have different variations of hearing and levels of hearing, but show the bass, the percussions, the 808, show the harmony, show the isms, the riffs, the runs. What are they giving? Show that on your body. I need to see it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it needs to give.
And that's what I felt when I would see your videos. I was like, okay, I feel the energy behind it, you know, like you can feel the emotion. And that's what we need to see with the other people, not just the words. We need to feel the emotion that was coming. And with the music too, with music or with whoever's talking. So
you have to connect it. You have to connect it. Because I remember my grandma had like a big record player. My grandmother would write the words to songs, and my aunts would read the words and interpret the songs in sign language, like your Al Greens, your Aretha Franklins, your Gladys Knight, your Patti LaBelle, your Smokey Robinson, your Temptations, all of these people. I would listen to this and watch them do it in sign language. I'm a baby. Like, I'm watching, I grew up learning how to do it with them. And you can see the emotion on that midnight train to Georgia. He's leaving. They would interpret it. So I would see the pain, the emotion. I would see my grandma trying to sign with, my grandma is not a fluent signer, but she would try to keep up with, you would see the pain in her head and her hand. In this. through sign language. But if you look at that on a white interpreter, they don't, that's not there. Like, that's not how they present the sign. You know what I mean? But you switch to the Black expression in diaspora, we're a lot more expressive, even just, not even just deaf people, but hearing people, like we laugh with our entire body.
Look at me moving already.
We laugh with our entire body. You know what I'm saying? You at a party and people are dancing, they make a circle around you, a cipher. You know what I'm saying? They do that. They've been doing that in Africa since the beginning of time. Mm-hmm. So a lot of these things are connected, but to keep it on interpreting, as a Black interpreter, sometimes you are not encouraged to incorporate that. Sometimes you are expected to conform to white ASL, a white ASL lens, mm-hmm. and how to interpret, opposed to having your intrinsic wherewithal and abilities to express how you used to expressing yourself. And that's also what makes a lot of Black interpreters unique, is the ability to code switch. Like, I know how to interpret for a white audience. I know how to interpret for a Black audience, a POC audience. You're able to code switch. And a lot of white interpreters are not forced to be in other areas, in other spaces. You know what I'm saying? But for a Black interpreter, I'm trying to get paid. So I want to expose myself to everything because I need to be able to work. I can't be limited. But white people are I can just interpret in this space and I'm fine. I don't have to interpret this at this Black church. I don't have to interpret this Black speaker or this Fulbright scholar. I don't have to do that because I have stuff over here. But Black people, we have to jump and be well-rounded. But not to go off on a tangent about interpret. I have a whole book coming about that.
Oh, I love it. No, this is what I wanted to hear. Oh my gosh, so fascinating. And see, you could tell he's educated. Listen to, as I say, educated. To that's what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. Okay, let me digest all that energy. That was great.
You still crazy.
Oh my gosh, but I just love great energy. Yes. Okay. Your all-time favorite ASL interpreting job so far?
Oh, wow.
Or one of them, because that could be hard to say just one.
Well, doing the White House was one of the most memorable for me, interpreting at the White House. A few times I've done the White House. There's so many. One show that I really enjoyed interpreting was Alexander Hamilton, the musical. That was a really fun show to do. I really enjoyed that, but there's so many. But it also, to me, because interpreting can also come very systematic. You show up at the job, you do your thing, you leave. You come up, do your job, you leave. But those moments when you meet deaf people in maybe a court case or a police interaction or them trying to order food at a restaurant, and you interpret and provide that communication, and the person is like, oh my God, thank you. They really meant that thank you. That is what really, keeps me going, having that deaf heart, having that awareness of others and being flexible and being open and generous. So those are really the best for me. Those small, not so big on stage and television and lights, but those small moments that you made a difference and they said thank you and they meant it and I felt it and I received it.
Yes. I said, okay, you're using all your gifts, but also you're serving purpose. And that's what the show is about. And I just love hearing how people serve purpose, and you've served purpose in so many different ways. I did not mention how you serve purpose for me, which I say serving purpose is always helping people in some way. But you did give me a chance in your pieces, and you always said something nice to me and believed in me. And it can be a struggle a little bit. I struggled within the dance community, but I do want to say online, thank you for giving me an opportunity and for always being positive and saying, you could do it, girl, you could do it. You did good, and sometimes you would just say something that small and it would just push me for the next, 6 months or so, or next year. So thank you for that. And thank you for touching people and for serving purpose.
Oh, I appreciate that, girl.
Yeah, you will be blessed even more because you really do touch people. So I do want to say that. And in closing, I wanted to know, do you have any final words for the audience, or do you have any final words or suggestions for anybody that's growing up similar to you?
tearing up from the last part.
You want to take a beat?
Yeah, take a beat because I was like, I know because it's so hard out there, and I know, and you know, we hungry to be seen. You hungry? I'm hungry to put up my piece, and people just need. Girl, I know. So, and it's not always recognized. You know, it's not always recognized. So, thank you for that because we were all trying. You know, we were all working hard. We really were. So, thank you.
Oh, I'm all teary now too.
No, like, girl, you don't even understand. Trying to buy rehearsal space and can't afford rehearsal space and got to choreograph it and don't got the money to get to the damn show. And girl, I know LA, honey.
We get it.
Yeah. But yeah. I didn't expect to cry doing this. But back to your question. Yes. Those people that have a dream, have a passion. You have to be really steadfast in it. And, you know, life takes you through different journeys, but, you know, be open and flexible in what is in your passion. You have to follow it. You have to follow it. So, and they're going to be naysayers always. I know it's so cliche, but it's the most important thing that I had to learn and to apply to my life. You know what I mean? So go for your dreams.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. I know. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry.
No, I love it. I love it. I'm holding it together myself. Actually, throughout many parts of this interview, I wanted to cry, but I'm like, let me just keep it because you know, and it's special when you can feel so much energy even through online. Like we're not even in person. So I know I would have been a wreck if we were in person, but I can just feel your spirit through everything, whether it's Instagram, it doesn't have to be in person, on the phone, you know, through typing. So just keep being yourself because you're healing others. So I just wanted to say that. And thank you so much for your time and for your energy, for sharing. And I can't wait to see you.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. And I'm so proud of you. I can't wait. And I'll see what's going on. I'll be checking in.
See you soon.
Okay. God bless.
Bye. I can't believe I was crying.